podcast. My name's Estrella.
My name's Vero. Today we're going to be talking over how we met.
And we're just going to tell you a little bit about ourselves so you can get to know us.
Yep. So where are we originally from?
So we live in Missouri.
We're from Missouri, guys. I used to live back in Cassville for a couple years, and then I moved over to Monette. That's when I met Star. Star, show us a little bit of your background. What's your background?
I've lived in Monette my whole life. I've never gone out of here, so. And then, I met Vero at school when we were in, middle school. It was horrible. A horrible experience.
How do you remember me, though?
I just remember, the first time I ever saw Vero, I have really bad memory, but I remember I was, afuera, and we were on the grass, and that's when I saw you the first time. And you went up there with our other friend we have in common, moved there with the green eyes, moved here recently.
Oh, yes.
When you moved.
Yes.
And we were like this, and then she brought you, and I was like, who's that?
Yeah, well, back then I used to be really close to this friend. We're not going to mention names. We're just going to call her Apple. And I was really close to her. She used to live in Cassville, and then she moved over to Monette, and that's when I moved over to Monette, since I already had an acquaintance, she kind of showed me around the school, and that's whenever I met her. But one of my favorite memories with her was one time when we were in a classroom, which I remember it very vividly, was estábamos en una classroom, y hasta pinche. Dude, I was just sitting down at a table, right? And then out of nowhere, I just hear, oye, like she was telling this other girl, I don't even know, I can't say names, right? But she was telling this other girl, she's like, oye, esa güey habla español? Es güera, habla español? And I was like, dude, in my head, I was like, dude, I know how to fucking, I understand what she's saying, bro. And she's over there trying to figure out if I'm güera or from Mexico, or if I can even speak the language.
If you knew Vero back in middle school, you know damn well you would have thought the same thing, because she was pale like a ghost, tenía copete, that came here, she had a ponytail. I was like, she's getting her. I thought she was one of those Mexicans que, no sabo kids, you know? That's what I thought.
Yeah, it was really hard. I think for me, moving to Monette was a big deal, because Monette was known for all the hot guys, all the Mexican people. Not to be racist, but I wanted that, those friends, because over where I lived at, it was just non-Hispanic people, and there was a couple, but not a lot. So when I moved over to Monette, it was more of a change for me, and I really liked it. So.
Y luego llegó y miró la realidad, que no hay hombres guapos, todos son drogadictos y alcohólicos.
Desnutridos.
Ya.
Aquí hay marihuanos, yo vengo al parque todos los días y veo a ver cómo está ahí, porque van a poner un parque nuevo. Y me pregunto yo, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué están los cholos fumando marihuana?
So Vero, so preparing for the podcast, Vero was like, I have a list of really deep questions I'm going to ask you. And I was like, shit, I was at work, so I was like, oh my god, I need to type up a whole bunch of questions, which I did. I put about 15. Then I came here and she's like, so I only have 2 questions. Really?
Well, I mean, I didn't think she was going to go really in depth or really much, a lot of questions. But
well, you said they were really deep. You're like, I have really deep questions to ask you.
You know, they're probably not even deep. They're going to be like, what's Yeah, you go first though. What would be something that you want to ask me?
We wrote them down on our little cards. Aren't they cute? Which one's cuter? That one, it just has our logo, and then that one has our little logo in us. And then we'll put pictures. You're fucking meeting us. Starting off strong, Vero. One question I have for you is, what is your biggest pet peeve? Which I already know, but el público no sabe.
Oh, I have a lot of pet peeves, guys. Let me just talk about that. One of my biggest pet peeves that I just realized was one of my pet peeves was whenever we're in group settings and someone, let's say this is my phone, right? And someone's like, hey, did you look at the story? But we're in a group setting, okay? Remember, we're in a group setting, and they only show one person out of the whole group. Or they show the whole group except you. And then everyone's over there talking about it, and then you're over there wondering, what is it? But you don't want to be embarrassed and be like, show me. Because, that's kind of like being a pick-me, right? It's kind of like, show me the video. I want to see it too, blah, blah, blah. And you don't want to be that person, right? So you just stay quiet. But that's one of my biggest pet peeves is when people do that. It's I don't know if they just forget or they don't realize. But that to me is what the fuck? Why would you do that?
Yeah, it's true. Vero gets very hurt whenever people do that. But I see it happen, and it makes me laugh because I see Vero just go up in anger. She's like, God. le sale humo de la nariz, and I'm like, girl, I was like, guys, show Vero, and then they show her whenever like the whole combo's over. I'm like, really?
Yeah, ¿y ya pa' qué? Like,
Yeah.
in my head, I'm like, ¿ya pa' qué me enseñan? Ya no puedo decir yo ya nada. Like, that coraje, but I'm like, whatever. It is what it is. I'm trying to work on that too, so.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I have like a pet peeve. Well, actually, I do have a lot. But ahorita no se me viene ninguna a la mente.
Well, you have to have one.
Okay, like, dumb people are my pet peeve. Like, stupid people. Like, I don't want to be rude like that because I'm not, like, smart. But there's people who don't have, like, common sense. You know, and that makes me mad. For example, let's say I work somewhere, right? And then there's a form that someone has to fill out. And then they're like, and the form says step by step what to do. And then they come and ask me, what do I have to do here? I'm confused. I'm like, if you read the form, it says what to do, like, step by step. Like, that type of, like, that pisses me off. Like, if people that don't try, they just ask for help without trying.
I get it.
In a way. But, I mean, I have my stupid moments, too. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm so smart. Because I'm not. What other pet peeves do I have? Because I know you. That was your pet peeve.
Yeah, that was one of mine.
So what's one of mine?
When people don't move on from the past. Is that one of yours?
No. No, la verdad creo que no tengo muchos. Like, it takes a lot for someone to piss me off. I'm trying to think of, like, situations that have happened where I'm like, where it pissed me off. I don't know. I don't really have any.
I don't know. I can't really think one off the top of my head. I don't know if it's because we have a camera on us.
Yeah.
So, like, usually I do have one, but I don't know.
Same.
For me, what I would want to ask you, though, is what is one of your, what can I say? Because, you know, obviously, Star has been one of the friends that has been in my life for quite a badass minute. Like,
yeah.
We were, like, super young whenever I met her. It was 7th grade. we were like 12, 13 years old, right? We were a little dumb. But we also got to see a lot over how we grew up together. Like,
yeah.
Stages-wise, like, you got to meet my toxic stage, my dumb stage, my wannabe soccer player stage, my crippled stage. Like, you got to meet all those stages, you know? Uh-huh. Same with me, vice versa. I feel like I met your toxic side.
I don't have toxic side.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And I will bring it up. So, like, what for you? Which stage do you think was the one where it really made you question? Damn, like, you should probably stop talking to her. Kind of vibe.
I guess the stage when you would get pissed off a lot, like, for no reason. Like, we would be hanging out, and then someone would say a comment, and then you'd be like, I'm leaving. And you would get up and... Vero would get up and leave. Like, she would leave the house, leave the building, drive away, and not talk to us until one of us apologized.
You remember when we were at our friend's house, and you guys were painting or something? And I don't even know.
Yeah, what happened that day?
I don't even remember. I just know that I got butthurt, and I can't put my finger over why.
Yeah, but I don't want to get butthurt. Like, it wouldn't be anything, like a comment or something. Or, like, if it was like, pass me that. You know, se lo pasan. She's like, you know what? You guys are ignoring me. I'm leaving. That was her back then. And that's when I was like, this was just kind of weird.
No, I remember when I walked home.
Yeah, oh my god. And she walked home at night. And she was fucking young.
It was like 2 a.m. And I remember that I was really butthurt at them. We were painting one time at one of our friends' house. And everyone, like, they didn't even notice that I was butthurt or anything. And I didn't want to make a big deal. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go home. But... like, I get it if it was like 4 p.m., 5 p.m. And no, it was late. It was like 3 a.m., 2 a.m., 1 a.m. But, you know, and you might be wondering why we were up so late. It's just, we just happened to be out there.
Yeah.
So, no, but for me, I think it was one of the funniest times. I don't think it was really to question, like, me letting go of the friendship. But it was more like a little, like, what the hell kind of like that I know you wouldn't ever do now. Yeah. It was back in our freshman year whenever I was becoming friends with other people. And you were so butthurt with
guys.
Me. No, there was one time.
Because it didn't happen.
Star, no, there was one time where just because I went to go grab lunch with this new friend of mine, you bitched at me. Like, you literally sent me a huge ass paragraph and you were like, like, when I tell you she went off on me, she went off on me. I wish I could pull up the messages, and up to this day, I tell her, I wish I did never, like, lost my password of that Facebook account, because every now and then I would look back to the messages, and when I tell you, I always laugh.
No, whenever I used to look back at those messages, I just remember me asking Vero for her homework. I'm like, hey, pass me answers to the homework. But I do not remember telling her that.
Yes, that's why we
See,
stopped talking for a little bit.
That's cringe. I don't do that anymore. I've grown.
Wasn't there one time when I was crippled? I was on crutches, and you like the whole table carried me towards the other building. Now that I think about it, that's just dangerous, dude.
Dude, I have really bad memory of my past. It's sad.
You don't remember?
No. It's all the trauma, guys. I have like really bad memory. Like I only remember certain pieces, but I try to remember and I'm like.
No, it's funny.
But that's one thing that. I wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna stop talking to Vero because that's annoying. But I did think it was annoying, and I let her know. I'm like, dude, that's fucking. Like I would always tell her, I'm like, dude, stop doing that.
Yeah, she would always. I think she wasn't the only one though. I think everyone at some point was like, dude, you need to stop. And I used to be the type of person that used to blame everyone. I was like, no, it's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. Until at some point, like you have to be the person to tell yourself, hey, you need to work on yourself, and like that's on you, kind of vibe. So it takes a lot of courage to say that it was my fault.
That was nobody's fault but Vero's.
Yeah.
But she's grown a little bit. I'm just kidding. No, she doesn't leave a bit. Like now when she gets angry, she lets it known with her demeanor, but she's not gonna make like a big scene anymore, like she used to. What was the most significant turning point in your life?
My most significant turning point in my life?
Yeah.
I think it would be whenever I started reading. There was a point in my life. This actually wasn't too long ago. Whenever I was really mad at everyone because they weren't going to my soccer game. I'm not even kidding. This was like last year, and I'm a little embarrassed.
Last year, as in like 2 months ago.
Yeah. No, 3.
No, I'm just kidding. It was like 3.
No, cierto. Ay, ¿cómo te gusta?
Okay, it was like 4.
It was like 5.
That was literally like 2 minutes ago, but okay.
So it was like 5 months ago, dude. And I remember that day I told myself, I'm just going to distance myself from all my friends. It's better off if I don't have friends. It's better off if I just mind my own business, focus on myself. Like I told you, I used to have the kind of mindset that used to be like, no, it's their fault, it's their fault, it's their fault. And I never stood and was like, better stand up for it. Like you have to do something about it. And then that's whenever I decided to start reading. And reading for me has been a great impact. I think one of the books you guys should read is The Art of Saying No. It's really good. And I think it really changed my life completely. Things that used to bother me don't bother me anymore. I view things from a different perspective. And my vocabulary is a lot different. I feel a lot better with myself. And I feel like my relationships with my friends have also improved. Like it's not the same as before. It's not too serious to the point where we end up yelling at each other and saying, fuck off, like, kind of vibe, Like, now if someone gets mad, like, we let them cool off, and then the day later we're like, hey, we're cool, so. And you? Ding, ding, ding! What did you put on?
It's a clap, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good answer. No, well, I can tell a difference, too. I've told Vero, like, ever since she started reading. Growth, I guess.
But what's your turning point?
My turning point, I don't know. I'd have to say whenever I moved out of my apartment, back to my mom's. I'm not going to get into detail why that happened, but I lived in an apartment, and then, well, I'm not going to get into detail right now. That's for another podcast, because we're going to get deep into relationships and all that. I was in a relationship, I moved out, and then I feel like that was a big turning point in my life, because I felt like I had so many, like, hopes and dreams and everything, and then everything got, like, crushed, and then I was, like, back on square one. But I'm glad that it happened that way because now it's like I have more goals for myself and then I'm saving more money and like I feel like it was a big turning point because I had to readjust my whole life. So I feel like that's why. With friends and everything, it's not just money. But
yeah, I get that. Sometimes como que te hiciste la idea de que así va a ser mi vida for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
And that's what sucks too. There's people that se ponen a pensar y dicen, okay, en 1 año voy a hacer esto, en 2 años voy a hacer esto, y no estoy diciendo que es malo, solo estoy diciendo que hay veces que everyone has to have like at least plan B, plan C, things to use y prepararse para todo because you never know what can be happening next. Like one day you can be completely good with this person 100%, and then the next you could be not
Yeah.
even on no talking terms. So
That's why I used to be like that type of person where I'm like, no, like next year I'm gonna do this, or in 2 years I'm gonna try to do this. But now that happened, I'm more like, okay, I have to do that like this year,
No.
like within a couple months, type of shit, you know.
yeah,
So I feel like that was a big turning point.
yeah. I can't disagree.
What do people misunderstand most about you?
Misunderstand
No se esperan esas
I
preguntitas.
think one of the things that most people misunderstand about me is my way of communicating. I've been working on it and I've been getting better. But my vocabulary, guys, if you guys met me 5 months ago, sometimes pongo palabras together and it can either sound, 1, really perverted, 2, makes no sense at all, or 3, I sound plainly rude. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I hate. Not hate, but that I really wanted to change for the longest time was my vocabulary and my use of speech. Because sometimes, or you guys might even notice, maybe in some part of this video, my speech was off where it made no sense, where you guys were like, what? So that would be my thing where I feel like people don't really understand me on. Yeah. Thank you.
I don't know. I feel like people sometimes misunderstand me with the fact that, you know how, like, a lot of things that people tell me I take it as a joke. Like, I try to laugh it off or joke around. And I feel like sometimes people don't think I'm being serious about certain things. Or, like, they feel that they can't vent to me because I'm going to joke about it or laugh about it.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, I am. But, but I'm going to, like, talk to you about it. Like, I'm not, just because I laugh at everything and I go about, like, making jokes and stuff, it's not, like, I do take things seriously, you know?
It's because you do portray, like, a very goofy, nonchalant kind of person.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but soporten.
Mira, yo tratando de ponerte el vocabulario aquí.
Nonchalant.
Yo de nonchalant. I think I said it wrong, too.
Yo por eso no digo palabras que no sé, because no sé cómo decirlas y no
I
quiero.
don't even know if it went along with the
Nonchalant?
sentence.
Isn't that how you say it?
Nonchalant would be like...
What does that word mean?
Kind of like not giving a fuck kind of person. Like a chill, like a laid back, like a...
I'm waiting for that chair to break.
Shut up. Me caigo un palo. No, but... Yeah, it's because you do get very, like, goofy vibes. But I get that. I mean, there's people who are like that.
Yeah.
But I do think that the people that really do know you would know.
Yeah.
Unless...
No, for sure. Like, my friend... Like, that's not a problem with my close friends. Like, my close friends know... And they've known me long enough to know que pedo. But, like, I know with strangers, I feel like sometimes they're probably like, this bitch... I know that one, she doesn't take anything seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care. Well, with something.
Didn't you just say...
No, I'm just kidding. I do. Cuando es cosa seria, I'm like, sí, lo tomo en serio. But, you know, I'm not... I don't know. It's weird. Anyways, guys, let's turn this little session around and talk more about the podcast. Why did we name it Miches and Metiches, Vero?
Miches and Metiches. Okay, well, first we should name off how it all started.
Okay.
We were at Mo Wings, guys. This time we were just eating Mo Wings, minding our own business. And originally this was supposed to be a group of 4.
Yeah, but 2 of them backed out.
Which is fine. We're not mad or anything. I'm just glad that we were able to put this out.
Yeah.
And
Más espérense hasta que llegue el cheque and then I'm gonna mad.
guys,
I'm just kidding.
no, but
yeah, I'm glad we stuck through because like we were planning, like entre los 4 we were planning, like we would hang out and be like, oh, we're gonna talk about this, the name's gonna be this, and blah blah. I think Miches and Metiches, we didn't come up with the name till after they left, right? Like it was just me and you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but we had so many different names.
We were just brainstorming ideas, brainstorming names. I think we went from Mesa de Cuatro, right?
Yeah.
Miches y Micheladas.
Yeah.
Because that's what I used to say it all the time. Whenever we were working on the logos, whenever we would reference back to it, I would be like, Miches y Micheladas, and the star would be like, it's Miches y Metiches, and I'm like...
Yeah, like she'd be like on TikTok, and she'd be like, guys, watch our podcast, Miches y Micheladas. So I can say
yeah, as well as there's a couple lives that we've gone onto my TikTok, and there's quite a few people that are waiting for our podcast, so I'm very grateful for them. they still ask for them. I still get DMs, and they're like, "So when are we gonna get the first video?" Kind of vibe.
Yeah, that's exciting.
So it's exciting that we actually were able to put this out on the go. How did we make the design?
Well, puro trial and error. Honestly, like we just kept trying different things, and yeah, it took a little bit of time. It was kind of stressful. No, it wasn't stressful. I honestly had fun with it, but it was stressful because we wanted. But it was very like we need to have this done right now.
Yeah,
you know.
I'm very much of the kind of person that likes to set deadlines, and sometimes we wouldn't meet them for X causa or for setbacks that just were out of our control. So
yeah.
And we were able to do it, so gracias a Dios se pudo hacer. The little stars on the edges. Well, blue's my favorite color. I don't know if this is supposed to signify my favorite color.
Yeah, it's like pink. Well, this one's pink because I like this one better personally. So I put like a pink little. It's mauve. Okay, that's my favorite color. It's like pink, purple, brown, and then Vero's is blue, and that's a circle of life, and that's.
Yeah, in a way, it basically means that we're always, in a way, even as far as it may seem like we are, we're always, in a way, connected. If that makes sense. Like, our lives are always, in a way, connected. Like, we're always in touch with each other.
Yeah.
There will be days where we'll go a whole week without talking to each other, and then, I don't know where, text each other. And this is how it was even whenever she moved out, right?
Yeah.
We would go weeks, like literally months without texting each other, and every now and then we text each other and be like, "Hey, how are you? ¿Cómo andas?" Kind of vibe. Like we would always check up on each other. I think that signifies a lot of what it is.
Yeah. But overall, that's how we came up with like the name and the idea for the podcast. And I mean, the name is catchy, Miches and Metiches, because we're Metiches, and who doesn't like micheladas? You know, I don't love them, but I don't just like. I'll drink it.
Prepárense que al rato van a estar cargadas de micheladas.
Yeah, right now we actually have micheladas here.
You know damn well.
Anyways, yeah. So we're gonna talk to you guys about what it's gonna be like, what we're gonna talk about in the podcast, like in the future episodes.
I think in the future episodes you're gonna be looking at everything like pedreo, despapalle, desmadre, relaciones, vida íntima, vida
desíntima,
vida desíntima, vida
traumática,
de todo,
vida
de todo.
horny.
Tóxicas, todo, amistades, relaciones.
No sleep. Bus. Club. Another club. Another club. Plane. Next place. No sleep. No fear.
Todo lo que ustedes quieran, comenten and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We're open books.
We are literally open books. I think that the good thing about us both is that we're both very outgoing, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Como que yo ya le perdí miedo a la cámara.
Yeah, I mean, yo no quiero tener miedo. I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, I know how there's people that are like, oh, I don't want that to be on there. I don't want that to be on there. Cut out where I'm cussing. I don't give a shit. I cuss and what?
Yeah. And I think that's what our main goal también with this podcast is. We want you guys to feel like we're comfortable with you guys. Excuse me.
It's disgusting, guys. I'm sorry.
Like we're comfortable with you guys. I guess you could say like, si estamos hablando, oh, güey, no mames, like kind of vibe.
Yeah.
No es porque queramos ser groseras o nada. It's just we want you guys to feel comfortable as we are with you guys, to be able to share our stories and our lives. And we hope that a lot of you guys can connect with us the way we view life.
Yeah, guys. I agree. I think the same. No, because I mean, like, people tend to think, like, you have to be someone famous to grow. Like, no one's used to seeing people from small towns getting big, and I know them. I was figuring into existence. We're going to continue this podcast until everybody knows this is Missouri. No, but for real, like, people no creen, like, you know that people are going to be watching us and be like, these girls are delusional. And maybe we are, and what? We're having fun, that's what matters.
Es que también hay que tener la mentalidad bien abierta and be open to trying out new things and being able to expose yourself out there. No todos, ¿verdad? No es para todos. Esta vida no es para todos, ¿verdad? Como te digo.
La vida del influencer.
Sí, la vida del influencer no es para todos.
El que puede para el que no.
Shut up. But like, you know what I mean, right? Like,
yeah, like not everybody likes to say it and
talk about their lives. Like, there's people that rather just not have social media and not anything. And there's people like us. Like, I have a separate channel, and I know she did too for a while. We did a couple videos, and it's just, I don't find anything wrong with it.
Me either.
So,
pero pues entiende, because hay gente para todo, you know, like, I understand why people feel uncomfortable with stuff like that.
So, like, please, like this video. Like it a lot of times.
Yeah.
They can only like it once.
I was gonna say.
Comment and subscribe. We're gonna be, como te digo, literalmente de todo.
Yeah.
De lo que se puedan imaginar.
We're gonna be doing challenges and everything on the podcast. Wyoming.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a little bar set up one day and get drunk with you guys.
Yeah. This video was more of a kind of get to know us kind of vibe.
Yeah. Like a little intro.
Get to know a little bit of our vibes, what we are, what we do.
Anyways, yeah, guys. So, mira, el micrófono se está cayendo. Really? Hold on, cut the cameras.
3 hours later.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Voy a cantar una canción. Con tus besos me haces sentir bien. Oh, you just pressed the sound?
Why?
Did you just press the sound?
Why did it take you so long to realize?
I don't know why I didn't just realize it. Alright, guys, so I think that's a wrap, right?
Yeah, that's a wrap for today, guys.
Yep, we are gonna go ahead, and we haven't decided what date yet, but we wanna start posting weekly. Be on the loop. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Be on the loop. Follow us. Like I said, this was just to give you guys a basic idea over us, our personalities, who we're gonna be, who you're gonna be seeing, and I forgot the main point.
Yeah, guys, and what we're gonna be talking about, etc., etc. So make sure you share this video, like it, and then comment, guys. Comment ideas of what we should talk about, what we could do better, besides getting a new table that's clean. Sorry, I'm just kidding. What we could do better, how we can improve.
No, pero neta, agárrense que se vienen los chismes buenos, se vienen las pláticas tóxicas, se viene todo. A ver si no hay despapayes, a ver si no hay peleas. Como les digo, stay on the loop, guys. We're going to be posting weekly. Don't know the day yet exactly, but we will be posting that on all our social platforms, which are now available down here. Right? So,
yes.
Bueno, pues, como les digo, aquí estamos las Miches y ustedes.
Metiches. So yeah, guys, thank you for using your time wisely and watching us and learning a little bit about us. And I hope that you guys keep watching and yeah, just puro para adelante from here.
Should we do a little dance for the ending?
No.
With the sound?
You can do a dance. So let us do a little dance, guys.
I think it's ding ding.